So over the years, Brian and I have talked to so many people and helped so many families move out to the countryside because they have the dream of having a farmette, acreage, to do whatever they want, really. Either they want to have horses, they want to have chickens, maybe start a garden. Heck, a lot of people love just ATVs and shooting on their own property. But there are 5 things that we need to tell you that you need to look for before you do that, because we live the life, we understand it, and we want to make sure that you do too. Now, the first thing that you really need to know and keep in mind when you're looking for property is that all property is not created equal. For example, 5 acres is 5 acres, but 5 acres of usable land is very different. So if you're looking to have horses, for example, you need 5 acres of pasture. You don't need straight up hillside and forest. So there are some things that you really need to dive deep into because all land is not equal. Number 2. Has double meanings here. We're talking about number 2, septic systems, okay? When you are in the suburbs or in a neighborhood, you flush the toilet and it just goes out. You don't really have to worry about it. However, when you live on acreage, you're not going to be hooked up to that public water or the public sewer system. You are self-sustained, but that also means lots of responsibility and awareness. So right now, I'm standing on top of my distribution box. You'd never know it because it's underground, but that's where everything goes when you goes here, and then it goes out to the fields. It is very important that you are aware of how to maintain and actually where the locations are. For example, when Brian and I started digging the posts for this chicken coop, I said, oh my gosh, we are right in the direct line of where this goes out from our house. So we always keep our records in the house. I got the records out and I found out that, phew, I'm missing the sewer lines because that would have been really, really messy. And just another tip about living on property when you have well and septic, you always need to make sure you have your water checked and tested regularly, but also definitely tell people not to flush anything but toilet paper down the toilet. When we first moved into our house, I had a sign that would say, you know, don't flush this and that, not even hopes and dreams down the toilet. I suggest that when you move out, you're gonna have a lot of your friends that are probably from the suburbs moving with you, and they don't realize that. So signage in your bathroom is really important because you don't want your friend to flush something down the toilet and have a backup, and that kind of makes a little bit stressful on a friendship. Number 3, the handy dandy cell phone. Now listen, we all like peace and quiet, right? And if you're looking for property on land, you want to probably be a little bit left alone, but we are so accustomed to our phones and our internet that a lot of buyers forget to ask when they're looking at these houses out in the country, what kind of service is there or what kind of service is available. So it's really important that when you're out there, bring your phone, check your bars, and one of our favorite things that we've gotten is Starlink. We have it right on top of the roof. We run the whole house off of it. It works great. There maybe are going to be more options in the future, but it's not to say that if you don't have internet connected to the house that you're looking at and you really want that house, that Starlink isn't going to work for you. The person that lives there might not even have an internet service, believe it or not. There are people that do not have internet service. So you could be the first. And the first thing that I would check is Starlink, and you can go right onto a Starlink app and shoot it up at the sky and see what kind of signal you can get in the area. Okay, so let's talk HOA. Most people want to move out to the country because they want the freedom. They want to do what they want when they want. That's not always the case, even if you live on property with acreage. There are zonings, there can be HOAs, even if it's a large plat of land, and also there can be covenants, conditions, and restrictions. Those are the most common that run with properties on large acreage. And those covenants, those CCRs they're called, they can restrict the size of home, what you can do around the property, the style of home, whether you can put buildings, what type of animals you can have or have not, believe it or not. So it's very important when you're evaluating homes that you dive deep and make sure that you're finding out if they're HOAs, CCRs, and also any zoning restrictions for what you want to do with the property. Okay, number 5. I know Brian really wanted to do this point because boy, oh boy, does he love his tractor and his zero turn and all of his equipment. If you can't tell, he's a big Orange Guy fan, loves Kubota, and he can totally connect you with the right people should you want to move out to the country. But our last point that people often overlook is the expense of getting the proper equipment that you're going to need to maintain your land. Look, it takes a lot of time, energy, equipment, and that equates to money. So you need to make sure that you're budgeting properly, be smart about what you actually need to start off with. You know, we started off smaller, and then as actually we grew and grew and grew, and it's called chicken math. You get 1 chicken, then you get 3 chickens, then 3 chickens equals 6. You just double. And the same thing happens with equipment. You find out, oh, that wasn't good enough. I need something more. So you continue to add to your equipment shed. So don't forget about adding that into your budget when you're thinking about moving out to a property with acreage. And Brian would love to chat with you all about that. Oh, somebody's feathers. Hello, Mama. Hello. Can I have some eggs? Oops, sorry. Oh, you got quite a few under there. Nice and warm. There is nothing like fresh eggs every morning. Let me tell you, you get addicted. That's why you end up with so many darn chickens. Okay, I'll leave you alone. Let me see over here. Oh, hi. Oh, you pushed all your stuff off. I need to fill that back up. Woo! Okay, I'll leave you alone. Do not disturb. So buying a property on acreage is probably one of the best things you can do for your family if that's what is in your future, if that's what you're dreaming about. So I know for Brian and I, we've dreamed about this for years, and we've lived in Herndon, Ashburn, Gainesville, and now we're all out here in Warrenton, and we've been here for years. We absolutely love it. We love the freedom that we have for our choices in what we do and our lifestyle. So everybody has a different plan for what you want to do. We would love to chat with you and see how we can help match you with what your dreams are, whether it's a legacy home, being that it's just a place where you buy that all of your kids can come home to on the holidays, and that you can pass that down through the generations, or whether it's a farmette where you have horses and start with your chickens, where you have a place that you grow a vineyard. Cheers to that. Or maybe you want something that you have tons and tons, where you can go hunt and shoot an ATV ride on your property. So there's a little bit of something for everyone. You just have to determine what it is that you want, and then we can help match you with that. Anything you want to say, Brian? You've been the man behind the camera.
Yeah, I would just say, if it's something that you just feel like, you feel it in your heart that you want to just get some more land, again, most of our lives, we've lived in neighborhoods that, were quarter-acre, half-acre lot, and they're fantastic. They're awesome. But I think the big move for us is that we already had a couple of horses, and we were doing field board, which was pretty expensive. And it just came down to where it's like, you know what, maybe it's time to go a little bit further west, and then we landed on this beautiful property, and it's been an incredible blessing. But it's great when we have the family here. Everybody comes in because there's plenty of parking. You got 10 acres. You don't have to worry about the parking in your neighbor's parking spot and things like that. And it's if you love the mountains, and I'm sure a lot of people do, there's a lot of properties with some great mountain views. And sometimes it feels like we're living in a Airbnb all the time. It's like, it's just really incredible. So we're super blessed for that. But if you're really thinking about maybe doing something where you got some land, and Diane's just getting our garden going right now, and we already got tomatoes that are slowly coming up, that whole process is just exciting. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun you out there making all that stuff happen, and I love to help as well.
But let me not forget, remember we talked about the great things, but there are also those hidden things. I could go on and on from just 5 tips. So talk about gardening. We didn't talk about the weeding. Like,
Yeah, but that's
there's
not
a
fun.
lot of weeding.
So
Not fun.
Not fun. So we don't want to talk about not the fun stuff. We just want to talk about the fun stuff.
Or fence fixing.
Or bush hogging. So we're gonna get ready. So when Diane and I cut this field back here, it takes us about 8.5 hours. I'm on the tractor that you all just saw a few minutes ago on that Kubota bush hog, and Diane's on the Kubota, the 60-inch commercial diesel, 0 turn.
Put my country playlist in.
And she cranks out to the country playlist, and but then we just knock it out together. So we run our business together, and we also mow fields together. So it's a great marriage. Couldn't ask for anything better.
So if this is something that is tugging on your heart, that you want to get out and you want to make that move, we're here to encourage you. We're going to tell you all the good, all the bad, and all the ugly. So chat with us, connect with us down here by pressing that button. We'd love to connect and tell you what we found out through this whole process and how we can help you make that move too.
Thanks for watching.